Wow, I survived for a pretty long time. Is it as Asmodeus has been cooed away, so he's gone. He's no longer the ruler. The ruler now is his second in command, who's really strange long name, Mephistopheles or something like that. He's the ruler of the plane of evil now, and as leader of that plane, he has obviously called, enacted some things, and the planes, the gate of hell has opened, and the evil has moved. Plane is yeah, they have moved, and they are now terrorizing the cities and the real world from that point. So you have a lot of wars going on because these people have pushed them. You have a lot of fiends going around doing devils and stuff, doing some dangerous things. I need to scratch my... Crap. I had to scratch my eye. All is okay. Everything is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, for example, they pushed a few people around, and the main villain, he's the main godly, supernatural villain, but there's a main human villain, or a humanoid villain, whom he himself pushed for this case. So he's like a puppet master. He's been enacting, like, playing with the puppets, pushing some people around so that they do stuff. And I'm really bad at aiming. So he's been pushing people around, forcing them to do things, and just made war happen and all of this, so that's what happened. And the fifth... Is it the fifth pillar? Wait. The fourth pillar, if I'm correct with the pillars, is a cruel punishment. So the cities of the Sword Coast and all the cities that are near the ocean and have access to the ocean, so via rivers and these things, they have, because again of this evil invasion, have a prison, not a small prison, but a very big prison, island prison to be exact. Yeah, Chult. The half island of Chult is the prison now. So all the heavy criminals are sent there. There's some towns of survivors on the coast of Chult, and some the cities on the coast of Chult are enforcement camps, and there's a huge wall on the land bridge from Chult to the other place, to the mainland. So a huge wall to stop the survivors from going somewhere. Now there's some survivor camps all in the mainland of Chult, in the forest, but these are mostly people just trying to survive. Like, it's a huge, like Lost, an island, dinosaurs and cruel monsters there. You get sent in with nothing really to protect yourself. And you have to survive, really. And surviving takes some time and is dangerous. And with a bit of luck you can flee. Because there's some cities in the south that offer people to flee. And you can find boats, but you have to work hard, and it's like some sort of Hunger Games and Lost at the same time. So from time to time, the guards and the cities there just send in random boats into the forest to see what the survivors do with each other in order to get out of the island, so everyone is for themselves. So it's like some sort of games, and just put a ball and some food in, they're all hungry, throw some food in, and then see what will happen. Yeah, will they kill each other off for food, or will they just survive and bond together? So that's a huge playground, and only those who do real damage. So if they murderers get sent there, but small offenders do not get sent there. But I'll bet political enemies get sent there, so traitors get sent there instead of being beheaded and murdered. But also political activists. So if you're lord of a city and there's some unrest and some political figure is making unrest, you can capture him and send him over there. So that's pretty common. So that is really pretty common that this happens. So that is the main story, the main pillars. Now there's some other pillars, some other information. As I said, the High Forest is still inhabited by elves. Because they never saw reason to leave. One of the cities in the... all the cities in the High Forest are populated. So one example is Hellgate Keep was a former capital of... it's called Askelhorn. No, if I remember correctly, was the former capital of an empire or a kingdom, a really important big kingdom, but the kingdom sadly lost its power over and over again until one day the Drow elves appeared and started killing the citizens of Hellgate Keep. And they appeared out of nowhere. They had created... ouch. They had made tunnels under the city and suddenly appeared from everywhere. And the city was in a huge struggle to survive. And other cities in the High Forest came to help, but in the end was not able to help. The armies retreated, and only some citizens, the loyal citizens that did not want to give up their homeland, and the king himself stayed behind, fighting off. The king spent his whole treasure and all of his money for mercenaries and barbarians and whatnot to protect the city from these drow elves. However, the king himself died. The high elf king died. He was not. That's the backstory. He wasn't really a fighter to begin with, but due to the protection of his homeland, became a fighter. But he died during battle. So there was a vacuum of power, which was then taken over by a human mercenary who proclaimed himself king. So he was a king, he was a mercenary, but he proclaimed himself king. Proclaimed himself king, and now he's ruling. I'm staying here. Bam, I knew it! It's being contested, so they're seeing... So, now there's a human king. Leading a bunch of barbarians and whatnot. So really, really weird. He has no real power, but that's for the place to explore. Next. Then you have Mihilnamnir, whatever that city's name is the main point, the main city of the High Forest. The fuck did he want? He's the main city, of the High Forest. Really important city. And it's built sort of like what's it called? Minas Tirith. It's built like that. So you have a big tower on top of a sort of hill, and around the hill, every plain. So plains lower is another district. So in the top you have the Lord's district, so the Lord's Tower where the Lord lives. And the lower you get, the less valuable, the less class the city has. So at the bottom is the several layers. So on top you have the Lord Tower, which also serves as some sort of watchtower over the whole area. Then below you have the high class area, the Scholars District, where all this magic schools, temples, wizards and whatnot all live there, and nobles. Obviously nobles also live there. Then you have the Merchants District, where you find all sorts of things. So in the Merchants District you find merchants, workplaces, jobs, and all of that. Blacksmiths are all in the Merchants District, so you got all of that there. And below you have the Common District, so all the poor people live there. Nothing really valuable. They're all pretty poor, pretty bad, and all of that. So not really worth a lot. A lot of drow elves also. And the city also goes below the hill, and under the hill you have some interesting positions. You have the garrison. So the troops' headquarters are under the hill. You have a lot of warehouses under the hill, and last but not least, you have the prison under the hill. And the prison is some sort of labor camp as well. So currently there live a lot of drows. Around 100 drow elves live in the city, and they're employed as miners. So usually elves don't mine, but it's sort of a labor camp, so the drow elves there are employed for mining. So whatever happens, they're usually standing there mining. So all the drow elves mine, and that's the punishment. But only drow elves or really bad criminals are sent to the mines to work.